I was just sitting here saying my prayers, and this particular person popped into my mind, and it was around a conversation that we had a couple days ago about not being able to find God again after so much turbulence and disappointment and just life challenges, that pop up that kind of blindside us. We weren't expecting it. We had a very different picture for our lives, and she was just sharing how it's been a while since she talked to God because doubt had just consumed her mind and her life. When you've had a childhood where your caregivers, the ones who were supposed to tell you the truth about the light and love that you actually are, were having a hard life and they weren't able to do that, and they put a lot of fear and doubt into a very fresh little software system that was just absorbing information the whole time and learning, this is how we navigate life. We try and stay out of harm's way. We try and protect ourselves because there's no one else to do that for us. We're trying to make things right. We're trying to overcome someone else's pain. We're trying to find a way for love to come in, for agreement, for understanding, for empathy, for compassion, for love. Like, we're just trying so hard to figure that out because we don't have somebody who's there nurturing and developing us in a very loving, patient, kind way. And so life goes on, and those little pieces of us get stuck in the past, right? We're like, we made mom mad. I'm the reason my dad's not happy. I have to try harder to be responsible and be funny and to be loving and to be invisible and to be less of a burden. We were trying to survive in life that way. And the truth of the matter is, it's not our job to overcome anyone else's problems. But when we do, because we think that is how we're supposed to navigate life, then we slide further from God. Like, we're on a sliding rule, right? God's steadfast and immovable. He doesn't go anywhere. Let's see if I can improve this a little bit. If God doesn't go anywhere, and we're the ones sliding away with doubt and fear and mistrust and all these things, it's so much harder to hear God from a negative mindset. But you can't help it because your software system, your little brain, was programmed that way. It's all it knows. But when we rewire the brain, we slowly begin to slide closer to the light and love of our origin. The closer we can slide more often, because our life is kind of doing this thing. It's like, watch out. I'm okay. Be careful. I'm going to be all right. I'm safe. Like, we're just doing this our entire lives. If we do the I'm not safe and watch out, this is dangerous more, then there's this gap. It's very hard to overcome in that frequency. It's an energetic frequency because we're just energy, right? We have electrical circuits in our body. And if we're seething fear and worry and doubt, it's very difficult to hear light and love where God is. But if we can calm our programmed mind just long enough to slide a little bit closer, everything inside feels a little bit better. I call anxiety yucky gut soup because it's more than 2 or 3 negative emotions all rolled into one. We feel helpless, we feel powerless, we feel blindsided, scared, worried, fearful, right? It's all just jumbled up in there, and we get that feeling that we can't overcome this particular hardship. But if you look around the world, when I say the world, I mean your neighborhood, your yard. If you look around, you notice nothing has actually changed. The leaves are still green, the sky is still blue, there's clouds are still moving by, the sun is up on just right on time, The the rocks are the same. Like, nature doesn't change in a mood. So then you're like, oh, so the only thing that has changed is my thoughts. And my thoughts are based in fear. And every time I have a thought based in fear, and that fear could be high or that fear could be super low, just real subtle, I feel less good here. Like, worry is higher. I'm operating in fight or flight, which is what I've come to discover is normal for everyone. Everybody's like, no, fight or flight's normal for me. They don't know it until we explain it. And we're like, you're always looking out for danger. You're like, okay, I've got to manage the conversations I'm going to have before I have them. I'm going to turn on my charm so I can make a good impression. Like, you're manipulating the outcomes. That's fight or flight. That's your nervous system going, ooh, this might not be safe because I might be judged. I might not be accepted. I might be disconnected. I might look weird. I might, not compare to everyone else in a good way, right? All of that is normal in our culture and society. But what is actually normal is to be at peace, be at ease with yourself, and be easy with yourself. We don't have to work harder. We don't have to try harder. Because our value doesn't increase when we do. Our value is the fact that we are breathing. We came into the world, took our first breath, and everybody in the room cheered. Or at least the doctors did. Sorry. Yeah. So if that is the measure of your value, then all of this that was conditioned to worry, to try harder, be good enough, be cute, funny, skinny, talented, responsible, hardworking, it's just noise. It's just extra, extra, extra. And it makes it extra hard. You can't hear God from that point of view of, I got to do something to be seen, heard, loved, appreciated. You don't have to do anything. But what I would suggest is that on that sliding scale, if you are able to quiet this down, like, look, nothing has actually changed, only my thoughts. Oh, so I'm safe? Oh, okay. You can actually slide closer to a place where you can hear God guiding you. And that guidance might sound like, get a drink of water. Oh, get a drink of water? You sure? That's it? That's all I have to do to? Yeah, get a drink of water. It's the promptings, it's the inclinations, it's the intuition, it's the nudges, just nudging you to do something good for you. Because that's all God wants, is for you to do something good for you. I know, it's a foreign concept. Are you sure I don't have to try harder? Are you sure I shouldn't be achieving, goal setting, running after something? Well, those of us who aren't chasing after goals, but we're just following our intuition and just enjoying the ride, yeah, you decide. Is it for you, not for you? If you can hear God more doing what you're doing, keep doing it. If it's harder to hear God and you're like, I don't know, am I going in the right direction? Am I navigating my relationships? How come somebody still is trying to avoid me? How come I feel anxious and needy and I'm just running after love, hoping they'll see me, hear me, and that I'll matter? Those are all fear-based thoughts. They have nothing to do with going after your intuitive creativity. When you're just being playful, having a happy childhood, no matter how old you are, you're drawing closer to God. That's what it feels like. So whatever that means to you, however you talk to God, hear God, you can hear Him when you are less busy, less noisy, less in fear. So I encourage you to go find a place where you can hear God. Be peaceful. reset your morning practice. You know, in heaven, there is no time. There is no, we're on a timeline. We're navigating gravity. But in the spirit world, there is no time. So it's not like God hasn't heard you for a while. Like you think he hasn't heard you for a while. He's like, oh, hey. You're like, hey. In your mind, you're like, okay, it's been a while. I'm sorry, I'm back. And he's like, you never were gone. I've been with you the whole time. So just jump back in. Maybe it's when you're driving down the road. You're like, hey, God, it's me. Just checking in. Love you. I know you love me. Thanks. Thanks for hanging on to me all this time when I've been fighting through life. I think I'm done fighting now. At least today, right now, I'm ready to put my sword down and stop swinging hard. You're actually a very peaceful person. You're love and light. You're peace and beauty and all the good things. So take a deep breath, let it out, and have those conversations with God. Tell him that you love him. Just listen. He's telling you constantly that he loves you. Constantly. Okay. All right, my friend. Take it easy on yourself. Go after your dreams. But stop trying to earn your way. You're already so valuable to you. You're valuable to you. You're valuable to God. You're valuable to the love and light that you contribute to the world. Today's going to be a good day.